Hey, good morning, everyone. I just wanted to say thank you for waiting for us this morning. You know how it is. It's like you don't know what's going to happen when you're going to get on a live stream. And we had a little bit of technical difficulty this morning, but we are all good to go now. So I want to welcome you guys to the Luxury Vagabond channel. I am Jenée, the Luxury Vagabond. And if you're new to the channel, just to let you know, I am a woman who redesigned her life late in her 40s. I quit my job, became a remote worker and international luxury house sitter. And so now me and my husband travel all around the world, also my family. And when we're not in the streets, we try to sit down and talk about how you can do the same thing, how you can redesign your own life. And part of that component is always going to be having the luxury of self-care. And so today we're talking all about skincare. Y'all have been asking me about it. I had to bring in the expert. So I wanted to let y'all know the expert is here to answer all y'all questions. And her name is Kristen. I'm going to let her introduce herself. Go ahead.
Hello. Hi. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for tuning in with us. So I'm Kristen. I'm an esthetician here in Houston, Texas. And I also go to Mexico City to do facials as well. And I think that's it. I think that's just me in a nutshell. Yes. I am an esthetician. My name of my spa is Allure Spa. And so I love everything that involves skin.
Everything with skin. And that's why she is here. I'm telling y'all, that is why she is here. We want someone that is like, this is what y'all need to be doing. Let me get you guys on the right path. Doesn't matter what age you are.
Recipes for success.
Recipes for success. Exactly. So like I said, going back to self-care is very much like skincare. Skincare is in that. We need to, I think that's one of the things we need to redesign what it means and incorporate those things. I mean, you would never think about, oh, I got to think about brushing my teeth. And it's like, well, why is skincare the same thing? Like you would never, you know what I mean? So it's like,
it's automatic. It's ingrained in us.
It's ingrained to us. Exactly. And I just want to take a minute. I just saw Lisa from Barbados joined us. Okay, I'm jealous. I would like to be there.
Barbados?
How is Barbados? You let us know how it is where you are, because over here it is hot. And
insufferable.
Oh my gosh. And you could tell that Kristen talked about going to Mexico. We both like to go to Mexico. That's help us escape all the heat here. So
it's so like, I don't know what it is, but the heat there is not, the heat here feels like the sun is on our back. Like the sun has something against us.
It does.
It's like it doesn't like us. It's cooking us literally every day. It's steaming us to death. So it would be nice to have a cool breeze.
Yes, we just need a little bit of a break. And then we also have Angelique in the chat too. So we got a couple of ladies that wanted to start their morning talking about skincare. Yes, with us. So we appreciate you guys. So I wanted to talk a little bit before we actually get into routines. I wanted, Kristen, if you want to talk about like your mindset on where skincare is for you. Like, how did you get so involved in it? And do you see it as like we said, like self-care, like a deeper component of taking care of your skin, other than I just want to be beautiful and glow?
So for me, skincare, I looked up on skincare. I initially worked in corporate America. And when I worked in corporate, it was one of those kind of love-hate relationships. I loved the job, but hated the people. And so I would always say, and I had really got into doing makeup and highlighting, contouring and all of that. And so I started doing people's makeup. And I was like, you know what, if I ever get fired from this job or I decide to quit, I'm going to do makeup full time. Well, God has a funny way of working things out. I ended up getting fired from this job that I hated. And so when I got fired from it, I sat around for like a month figuring out like what's the next thing that I'm going to do, because I was in an environment where they kept moving the carrot stick.
Exactly.
If I do this and then you can get this, and then when I reach that goal, so I was just tired. And so when that happened, my cousin, she was in beauty school, and she was like, well, why don't you come to beauty school with me and be an esthetician? I had no idea what an esthetician was, not a
Okay.
clue. And
Right.
so I was like, okay, I'll go see. And she was like, it just deals with skincare and stuff like that. So I go to the school, fall in love with it. And at that time I had really bad acne, cystic acne, and it was horrible. And my teacher was like an old school esthetician, and she got me. She When I talked to her, I loved it so much, and how she loved skin, and it just
Yes.
made me fall in love with it, and it became my passion, and it became something that I really love to do. And from that point, I've been in skincare now almost 10 years. And so for me, that was for me seeing my skin change to get to where it is now. I was like, you know what? If I can do this for my skin, and it helped with my confidence, it helped with everything after that. And it became a snowball, because like once you fix one thing, now you still want to start working on other things with your own personal development. And so
Yes.
that's how I got into skincare. And you never really think about how your skin looks, because you're used to looking at your face, but you never really realize how much that can keep you from doing certain things or from being more outward. And so once I fixed my skin, it really opened up more avenues for me to do things that I want to, because I felt better about myself. And so I then wanted to help other people with that. And so I was able to fix my skin, and then now I help others correct their skin issues. And that's really how I got into it. And for me, taking care of my skin is me taking that specialized time
Yes.
to just focus on me. I don't like to rush it. I'll be
Yes.
late. I will be late. You'll just have to wait, because that's my little time to myself.
It's your time. It's like, I want to present myself. And what I have to say, I didn't realize this. And, we've talked about, you and I have talked about like everything, right? For
We love to
hours,
talk.
for hours. But I didn't realize we had such a common background, because also with me, I always struggled with cystic acne. Like back in the day, they wanted to put me on Accutane. I always was kind of in between. My skin is looking all right to my skin is in full breakout mode. I mean, this is for years. I went through like all types of dermatologists, and this is for years and years and years. And when you talk about how it affects your self-confidence, it could not be a truer thing. Like it's something that weighs heavy on you. You don't really realize how much it affects you showing up as your full self, right?
This is correct.
Because you want, every day. Yeah. So for you, you're removing like a huge barrier for people to show up as themselves.
Yes. Some women won't even leave their house without a full beat. And in Houston, it's 102, but it feels like 125. So that makeup on your face, it's heavy, it's hot, you're sweating, it's melting down your face. That's something that you really don't want to deal with in Texas heat, is having to wear makeup because you don't feel confident because you have so much patient. That's like an extra thing as a woman that I have to now deal with. And as I'm getting in this next chapter of my life, and I'm getting, I'm getting older, I guess, I don't want to deal with, I don't want to have extra. I just don't. Like now, my makeup compared to what I was doing 10 years ago.
Oh,
I think I'm down to like 4 items.
Oh, exactly. That's all
I can take. I can't spend extra time doing highlight, contouring. I just don't want to do it. And I want to wake up. Some days I don't even wear makeup. Today I put on a light little beat because I didn't want to scare anyone. So I do have on a light little makeup, but nothing.
I just did a little bit of something. I always tell people, I'm like, some of my videos on my channel, I have no makeup on. Others, I was like, if I have on makeup,
great skin though.
But that's the point. That's the point, is like, we want ladies to get to the point where they feel comfortable, like, I am me, and whether you see me with a full face of makeup or whether I walk out this door and I am still beautiful, and I'm going to act the same. Like when you see me, there's not going to be a difference in the Jenée you get with this face on or the one that just went to the grocery store and don't have nothing on. I mean, and the crazy thing is, when I have makeup on, when I don't have makeup on, I get more compliments because you can really see there's something about like the
It's the
natural
natural.
fresh.
Yes, it's the natural beauty that's coming through. And a lot of men tell me, they're like, you don't even need to wear makeup. And I'm like, I know that I don't. But when I do, it's because the foundation is there.
The
Like
foundation is there, and
the
you're just
foundation.
it's just kind of like I'm just gilding the lily a little
Yeah,
bit,
I'm
but
just adding a little earring. I'm just adding a
yeah.
little extra. Just a little razzle dazzle for
I
you.
just wanted to give you a little something extra. I don't even have to do it. I mean, I don't have to do it, but
If
yes,
I
I'm gonna
want
do a
the
little
extra
bit.
wow factor, I'm gonna give you a little zhuzh, give you a
Just a little bit.
little
Just a little bit. A little bit.
yeah,
So,
so I really try to impart that to my clients.
yes.
Just let them know that the first thing you want to do is take care of your skin. Number one is very important because I don't know about anyone else, but I'm trying to age like Benjamin Button. I'm trying to go backwards, okay? And I want to look as good as I can for as long as I can.
Yes.
And I see so many, especially so many young women now, to where they're doing so much and they're not
Yes.
taking care of themselves. They are
Yes.
actually aging themselves a lot faster than what they have to. And
Exactly.
I'm like, you don't really need all of that. You
You
need to
don't
just
need
take
all of
care of
that.
your skin. You don't need, even though I'm not against anyone doing anything extra that they feel like they need for their skin. If you
Mhm.
want to get a little Botox, a little pin, like, do what you
Mhm.
do. But
Right.
you still need to take care of the health of your skin. Because you can
Exactly.
only do some more pulling and tugging. You only can do so much.
Exactly.
And so
Exactly.
if your skin is not healthy, that opens up whole new issues. And it's more costly to be reactive than proactive. So I
Oh,
tell,
yes,
yeah,
yes. Like get started now. Get started
yes,
now.
the sooner the better.
The sooner
Because
the better.
I get a lot of times, like I want to say, especially in the last month in the spa, when people come in for treatments, they're always shocked when they ask me, "Oh, do you have children?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, I have one." And then they're like, "Oh, how old is your baby?" He's 18.
Uh-huh.
People are always mind blown. Mind blown. What? How old are you?
Right.
And I'm like, 38. And you're like, are you serious? Yes.
Exactly. Yeah, this is but that's the thing. Kristen is like, this is what 38 looks like to me. You see what I'm
Yes, this
saying?
is my
This
38.
is your 38. And look, good girl, this is gonna be your 48. And your
I
58.
can't wait. I cannot wait because I am seeing the women that I am around who
Yes.
are who are aging gracefully. And I'm like,
Yes.
I can see myself in the future, like being 75 with my little kitten heels or something on and just
Uh-uh.
looking amazing. And just looking like they
Yes.
think I'm really 70, but I'm looking like I'm 25. Like I want to have
Yes.
that. And it's just,
Yes.
and it really starts with just washing your face. Don't
See,
sleep
that's
in your
you're
makeup.
like you're like, let me go to the basics. Let's go to the base. So I'm glad you brought up the washing your face thing. Let's talk a
Mhm.
little bit about, if you want to share a little bit about like your routine, your skin.
Okay,
Before we
so
tell people what they need to be doing, let's hear what she does. And then when she gives us like 35,000 things and you be like, girl, I can't do all that,
it's
then
really
Kristen's
not.
gonna tell
Trust me, I'm not using 30. Like I love to be in the mirror, like doing my routine, taking my time, but it's not 35. But I double cleanse my skin. So
Yes.
I use normally I use like either a creamy cleanser or an oil cleanser to take off my makeup when I do wear my makeup, to
Mm-hmm.
take it off. And then I go in with my second cleanser. Your second cleanser is really that cleanser that you're going to use to treat whatever skin conditions you're having. If you're having acne prone skin, you want to use items that's going to help to rectify the acne. If you have dry skin, you want more of a hydrating cleanser. If you are combination, you want something that's going to clean your face in a way to where it doesn't strip your skin, but it just loosens up though that congestion that you may get in your skin and balance out that oil in your skin. So you want to find out one, I always say this, stop diagnosing your own skin conditions. Like stop. I saw
Mm-hmm.
a sweet client yesterday and she has beautiful skin, but she's using products for acne prone skin. And it's tearing up her skin barrier. And your skin barrier is like your fence. So it keeps everything out that needs to stay out. So it's really, and so if your skin is broken down, if you have holes in your fence, anything can get in and out of your fence. So taking care of that barrier is important, and it starts with your cleanser. So you don't want to use a cleanser that's too harsh for your skin. So I double cleanse every morning. And then when I double cleanse, I use a toner. And I either use a hydrating toner depending on what my skin is feeling like that day, or if I'm having some breakouts, I'll use a cleanser that has like tea tree oil, rosemary, thyme, just to balance out the ecology of bacteria on my skin. So I'll do that. And then I use serums. Serums are like powerhouses for your skin. They do the heavy lifting. They have the most concentrated actives in your skin. And so when I use actives, I swear it's like I didn't went in and stole the God's secret serums, and I am slathering myself down with these serums. I am using hyaluronic acid. I am using vitamin C. And hyaluronic acid, if you don't know, your body naturally produces it. It's a hydrator. And it just helps to keep your skin very plump, super hydrated, and it actually holds 1,000 times the weight of water. So, baby, I'm taking that hyaluronic acid and I'm almost pouring it on my face.
No, see, I love it too. And I was gonna say, now, is it true that as we age, we don't produce as much of it?
This is true.
That's true. Okay, because I've noticed that I've had to use it more.
Yes.
Yes.
Because the as we age, you tend to lose more hydration, and you also lose more 1% of collagen every year that as you age. So when you lose that fullness that's in your face, and you start to get like the little more, like the less definition in your cheeks, and you lose that fullness, that's the lack of collagen. So I'm using peptides because I want to send those little messengers to parts of my skin to let it know, come on, baby, perk up. I need you to liven up. So I'm using peptides. I'm using vitamin C. I'm using hyaluronic acid to really help give my skin the things that it doesn't have anymore, that it's not producing as much of it anymore. And
exactly.
Then sunscreen. I use moisturizer. That's my next thing I segue into is moisturizer, because I don't care what type of skin you have. You can have the oiliest of oily skin. You can be a oil slick. You still need some hydration.
Yes.
People think that moisturizers are just for people who have dry skin. If you have acne prone and oily skin, you need a hydrator. Your skin needs oil and water in order for it to function properly. And so people negate that fact, and they just, I'm not going to use moisturizer. Maybe your skin gonna crumble.
Yes.
It's just so fall apart.
And isn't that like the moisturizer? Is that like, because that's your final step? It's like, okay, let me lock in everything I just did. Like all this work I just did.
You are giving yourself that extra hydration. If you have dry skin and you have a moisturizer, that's giving you extra oils and fatty acids that you may need for your skin. Or I have the one that I use for my skin. It's more of it's balanced. It helps my skin to balance the oil and the water in my skin. It's a smart moisturizer, so it really helps to balance oil and water out, and to retrain my skin on to not overproduce oil. And so I use that one because my skin is more acne prone. And then I also do have my skin gets oily sometimes. So, and the oilier your skin is, you age a little bit slower than others. So
so you're like, I'll take a little bit of oil because it will benefit me in the long run. Yes.
In the long run. And then at nighttime, I do use a heavier oil, and it has bok chool in it. Bok chool is like a bioavailable retinol. So it does the same thing as retinol, but goes through different channels, but you get the same results without the irritation. So I do use a moisturizer that has bok chool in it to help, that I can use throughout the day. At nighttime, I'm using retinol. That's what I'm using. I'm using retinol. 2% is great to use. I tell people not to go over too much with retinol, and to slowly start to use it. Now, sometimes when you use retinol and you're just starting out, and it can tingle, it can cause your skin to peel because it's working so fast to help with the cellular turnover. So I do tell people to buffer it when you're first starting out with your moisturizer and apply it, because then it leads to less sensitivity. And so I use that. And then sunscreen. Baby, I will sunscreen myself down.
I didn't, and you know what? I'm gonna be honest. Like when I was younger, I didn't take the sunscreen thing seriously.
We didn't, because our grandma told us that black don't crack. Girl, you black. You don't need no sunscreen.
You don't need that. You don't need
That's
that.
what they told me, and I was like, "Oh, okay." Until I burned real bad. I got a real bad burn. I was like, something is not 2 + 2 is not adding up. So
same thing.
Sunscreen.
Okay. Oh, me too.
Down.
Oh, yes.
I'm definitely slathering myself down. And when you're using sunscreen, I tell all the ladies, if you are using sunscreen, please let's take that on down to our décolleté.
Yes.
Take it on down, because when you do not take it down to your décolleté, your face is looking 35, but your chest is looking 55.
Yes.
And we want those two things to match.
Yes.
So let's do our neck, our décolleté, even your ears, behind your ears. People don't often do that.
I'm gonna have to. I didn't know about that one, about behind the ears. I don't think that. I mean, I think this, right? Like you said,
you
down,
like the sun is hitting you.
It's hitting, right.
You need to do your ears. You need to do behind your ears, because if you're driving and the sun is coming in, it's getting your ears. And a big misconception is that Black people think is that we can't get skin cancer.
Right.
But
definitely.
Unfortunately, we do get skin cancer. But by the time we actually know that we have skin cancer, it is in stages 3 and 4, and sometimes at a point to where we can't really do anything about it.
Right.
And when we get skin cancer, a lot of times it's found in places typically where it's covered up underneath our nail beds, on the soles of our feet, where our shirts, normally our clothes would normally cover it. That's where we find it at. And so I tell people all the time, if you do nothing else, if you notice any marks, any moles, any dark marks underneath your nails, go and get it checked, because that could be skin cancer. And please wear the sunscreen. Please wear the sunscreen.
Yes. Now we had somebody
that does help.
That it does help. Like I said, I'm a believer. When I was younger, I tell y'all, I was like, I don't need that. And now I'm like, where's my sunscreen? And even
I'm slathering it. Like I look like a child that has gotten into lotion and you didn't caught me. I'm like,
yes,
but I'm using it.
I'm using it because I love the sun. And I'm like, hey, but this is what I have to do. I have to make sure that I'm protected while I'm out. Now I'm wearing my hat. Now it's not just to be cute. I mean, my hat is cute, but it's
we're gonna make a statement, but I just don't want any extra problems. And then a lot of things people don't realize either is that when you're not wearing sunscreen and you have, so melanin is like our first defense against the sun. That's how you are able to get a tan. So when your body has trauma and the UV rays are hitting it, your body pushing that melanin to the front to protect itself from the damage that you're doing. So that's how you're able to get a tan. So when you have inflammation under the skin, more melanin is being produced. And so when people have hyperpigmentation or the dark spots on their face and they're not wearing sunscreen, they're actually making the dark marks become darker, because that constant trauma is happening on the skin, and the body's like, oh my God, it's happening. It's getting more melanin to the top, through the surface of the skin, causing that mark to get darker and darker. So when I'm doing corrective skincare with clients in the studio, and we're doing working on pigmentation issues, I'm like, baby, if you're not wearing a sunscreen, we're kind of just on this little wheel.
Exactly.
So you have to do those preventative measures to protect the skin, so that way it can heal. It's always protected. And then you have to find out what kind of sunscreen works best for you. Some people like a mineral sunscreen, and some
Hmm.
people like a chemical sunscreen. So you have to find out which one works for you.
Which one works? And I actually have a question for you because someone said, "Do you have any recommendations, like brand names? How often you should be putting it on?" I mean, it is summer. I mean, we might as well talk about it now because it's
Yes,
summer,
yes.
and so tell
So
people what they should be doing.
okay, so I prefer Black Girl sunscreen. That's one of my favorite ones to use right now because I don't want to look like I'm casket ready. So I don't like that cast that
It.
it
I
gives.
know. I
I'm not
know.
a fan of it. And I like to look sharp, but not casket sharp. So I do use the Black Girl sunscreen. It's available in Target. You can get it online. And I say that at least a 30, but at the
Hmm.
max a 50. After a 50, it's just a marketing gimmick
And
because
that's what I've heard. 50 is
it's
the highest.
50
Like
is
you
the
can't
max.
really do anything after
Well,
50.
70 and
Yeah.
100, you're not going to get any more
Mm-mm.
protection. It's not like you're going to go underneath the umbrella with the 70, with the,
No.
so I tell people that's just a marketing gimmick. As long as you have something that's at least a 30 and at least a 70. I am not a fan of when people put sunscreen in their makeup. Um,
Mm.
so I'm not a big fan of that one. I know that there are some brands who that's a thing, but makeup means sunscreen for me is meant to be a shield on
Yes.
your face. And so sometimes when you combine it in makeup and it's not done in how could, an efficient way,
Hmm.
it actually settles into your pores. And once it settles into your pores, where's the protection?
Exactly.
So
Because again, we want like you said, we want the mask. We're putting stuff
yes,
on top of it, but we need that barrier. We need
the
that
barrier,
barrier.
yes, because it
Yes.
needs to be able to reflect those sun rays off of your skin.
Hmm.
So I like Black Girl sunscreen. Another good one that I like to use is also Super Goop. Um, and I like the Super Goop one. I mean, it's okay. I mean, I like the Black Girl sunscreen because it's something just about me having Black Girl sunscreen coming out of a black tube that I just like. I mean, that adds more of it for me. So I just
You're
want
like,
people to
that's just
know
a bonus. It's just a bonus.
it's
And
a bonus because I'm like, oh, Black girl that made this, I'm putting it on.
yes,
And so
yes.
I like it. The formulation is great. And then they do have one that is for acne prone skin that's more of a matte.
Hmm.
I use both because some days I am oilier than others.
Okay.
So I do use either one depending on what my skin is doing that day. And so I like both of them. And they don't
You
give me
like,
that cast and it's
okay.
not oily, super because some sunscreens are very oily,
Yes.
meaning and
Yes.
I don't like that because I don't want to
You,
be too greasy.
you don't want to be, yes.
I don't want
Yes.
to be too greasy.
And
So
you,
I
yes.
do
And
prefer that.
I was going to say, Kristen just told me, I mean, I had seen Black Girl sunscreen before, but
Mhm.
I had been using a Asian brand that I really like because I mean, when they talking about we don't want to be in the sun, girl, they're
They
like,
are serious.
they are
They
very
wearing the
serious.
gloves, they wearing the hat, they wearing it's like almost like they're in full on
There,
guard.
so I'm like, for years I have been using their brands, but she's right about the cast because what happened is I had one that was I love the consistency because it was very milky. Like it's
Mhm.
almost like you think it's like not even a sunscreen, but I would
Yeah.
use that for my face and a different one for my body
Okay.
because and I don't know if you use the same in both, but I tried to
No,
use
I use a different
something
one.
specifically, yes, just for my face. And that one, and because I ran out and I was like, okay, I still have this cast and this is my chance to try a new brand. And Kristen was like, I was like, who do I know I could ask? Somebody that's in the skin because I'm serious about my skin. And I asked her and she told me about Black Girl Skin. So I'll be trying it. I will be trying it. If y'all trying it, I will be trying it with y'all
But
on
you know
based on her
what?
recommendation.
Asian skincare is like I love Asian skincare. They are literally 7 to 10 years above, like ahead of what we're doing here, and
Hmm.
they are always at the cutting edge of sunscreens, ingredients. And for me, I'm more so of an
Yes.
ingredient person. Like I
Mm.
like to read the ingredients and know because if you know the ingredients, the brand really doesn't matter that much because then I can pick out like I can pick it out easily. So to me, I'm always more focused on ingredients rather than the brand. And so for me, Asian skincare brands are always on the cutting edge. Like a big thing now that's really big with everyone is like snail mucin. Snail
Yes.
mucin was coming on the market 10, 11 years ago. That's when I started hearing about it in beauty school. And one of my girlfriends turned me on to it. And they were really into Korean skincare. My homegirl Jenée.
Yes.
And when she turned me on to it, I literally was like, Korean skincare. And so I just started really getting enthralled into it. And they have some of the best ingredients and they are always ahead of us. And it's just, I mean, I like, they have some very good skincare brands that are
And
very
and that's
effective.
and that's what I was going to say. I am all, Chris and I are both like big fans of Korean skincare. My
Yes.
skincare game changed when I started using Korean skincare. And like you said,
It's the quality of the
it's the
ingredients.
quality of the ingredients, because before that, yes, I could use Cetaphil, or I could use Neutrogena, or I could use these other, mainline brands that have skincare. They say they have skincare lines, but either things were too harsh or it just really wasn't quality, right? So then I started looking at Korean skincare, and at first you're going to look at it and you're going to be like, I think that's kind of
I don't
pricey.
know,
I
big
don't
pretty
know.
girl.
And they kind of, you know what I mean? But then when you notice the quality and you only need a small quantity, that's
Small.
the other thing. You don't
Because
need
it's so
to use
concentrated.
It's so concentrated. So
And
you're
see,
looking
that's the
like,
thing.
I don't want to spend the money. And then you're like, once you spend it and you start to use it and you see the
And you
benefits
see the difference.
and how little you have to use, you're like, well, I bought this toner and maybe it's more than I usually would spend at the grocery store for toner, but it lasts me 3 months.
But let's circle back to this drugstore brand, because
Oh, okay. She has something to say. She has something to say about that. What do you want to say? What are you going to say?
Let me get on the soapbox. Okay. I am not a fan of over-the-counter skincare. When my clients ask me about over-the-counter skincare, it's like they're talking in another language. I don't understand you. I'm not hearing you, because it's not effective. And most times with most American skincare brands,
Yes,
over the counter, Cetaphil, CeraVe, when people tell me that they're using it, I'm just like, baby, you might as well just take your face and rub it across the face, because you don't care about yourself. And I mean, I appreciate that people are using something, but
it's a start.
It's a start. At least you know you can wash your face. At least you know that. But to me, it's not good because it has very harsh surfactants in it. Sodium lauryl sulfate, whenever you use it, it strips your skin of all the good oils and the bad oils.
Yes.
Then your skin is so tight after you use it. A lot of the ingredients in there are nothing but fillers. And then American brands use products that the way that they use them, it's just it just treats dead skin. It just treats that top layer of skin, and that's it. And you're wondering why your skin isn't working, because literally you're Tide. You might as well get some Tide and put the bottle and shake it up and use it, because the same ingredient, the sodium lauryl sulfate in your soap, is in your Tide.
But see, you give me flashbacks, because the number of dermatologists over the years that have recommended drugstore brands, and then I'm wondering why my face is peeling like crazy, and then it's unhappy, and then I'm still breaking out, and this, that, and I'm like, what is going on? But I'm using what the dermatologist told me to use.
And see, the reason why dermatologists will recommend like Cetaphil and CeraVe things, number one, now there's any dermatologist that ever come across this video, don't be mad at me.
And don't watch this video, because you don't want to know how I feel about most dermatologists. We're not going to go down that road.
Yes. So for me, most dermatologists only recommend Cetaphil and CeraVe because they are neutral acidity. And so because they're neutral products, they will not interfere with whatever prescription they prescribe to you. So that is why they prefer to give you Cetaphil and CeraVe, because they don't want it to counteract their prescription that they're giving you. And most dermatologists do not deal with the root. Like most doctors in America, they don't deal with what's actually causing your acne. Are you eating dairy? Are you on hormones? What's your stress level like?
Exactly.
They don't ask those kind of questions. I had a client tell me that when she went to a dermatologist, she has hidradenitis suppurativa. And so
Okay.
it's like, in layman's terms, it's kind of like they get like cystic boils underneath the skin.
Oh, underneath, the ones that don't come all the way up.
Yes, come
Yes,
all the way up.
yes.
And she kept going to a dermatologist for years, and they were just giving her clindamycin and giving her steroids and giving her all of this junk.
Been there,
So
been there.
yeah. And so when she came to me, I was like, I want you to trust me. And so we talked about it. We worked on her, and hydrolyzed sativa. A lot of that comes into play with just your diet, good health, and all of that. And so me, as being an esthetician, the way that I approach skincare of more of a holistic approach, because I feel like every part of your body affects what happens to your skin. So we started working on her diet, her being more active, because she did have issues with like weight and things like this. And so we did work on, because that's also a trigger. And so we worked on issues with dealing with her gut health, changing her diet, getting her mobile and getting her active. And all of that in turn turned her skincare around. She stopped going to the dermatologist. She stopped using the medicine that they were giving her. And clindamycin, that's an antibiotic. It's like a more natural antibiotic, but it's just a Band-Aid. Because if you're steady eating cheese, what are we doing?
It's just a cycle. And through the years, I can tell you this, because I went through everything that you're saying, like I can relate to. I tell people, I'm like, I had cystic acne. I was one of those that I was trying everything. I was reading every book. There's not a product online, like one of those, like
that I have not tried.
Proactive. I have not tried it over the years.
I tried it. Proactive was the devil's work. I tell you, I was like,
all of it. I have tried all of it. And until I got with a naturopathic doctor and went through diet, like looking at my skin as exactly part of full health, right? Mm-hmm. Being fully healthy. That's when my skin was like, now you're on the right track. A lot
of it is what you're eating. If you have a leaky gut, one, if you're not taking probiotics, first of all, no one eats a balanced diet. Let's start there.
No, and how hard?
It's very hard, especially
it's
here.
Hard here. It's okay. That's another video. That's another video.
$100 here at Trader Joe's or Sprouts. You're leaving with 3 items.
Yes.
3 items, and that's it. So it's even harder to eat healthy. But if you're not taking a probiotic, if you're eating a whole bunch of dairy, which also another video, because dairy, we're not cows. We're not meant to eat or to drink that much cheese and milk because of the dietary factors that are in milk. Like, that's too much for us.
Yes.
And so with us doing all of that, and then that dairy leads to an increase of mucus in your body. What do you think that mucus is doing? Mucus is adding to the inflammation inside of your body. It has to go somewhere. And so all of that's contributing to your skin issues. And if you are not thinking that you're what you eat, like what was that saying when we were kids? You are what you eat.
You are what you eat. And it's so true. But I will tell you, Kristen, over the years, the number of dermatologists that say it has nothing to do with what you eat. Your skin condition has nothing to do with.
It's a link. Now,
you know what I mean?
Genetics is a factor. Like if you have a parent who had bad acne, you're going to be more successful. You're going to have those factors in there. But
you have lifestyle. You have lifestyle triggers. That's what my whole family.
Diabetes, but that doesn't mean that I could be disposed to it. But I can start eating healthier. I can have a more active lifestyle. I can do things to where I can curb that to where I am not having to deal with that like my grandmother did.
Exactly.
And there's the thing.
Exactly.
A lot of us don't want to make changes.
No.
And then a lot of people do not want to. Well, girl, I love cheese. I love cheese too. I love Parmesan cheese. I keep it in my house. I don't have nothing else. I'm gonna have some Parmesan cheese. I love it just like you love it. But I know if I get a little too crazy,
my
face will tell on me.
And that's the thing. Our skin, right? our skin is talking to us. So if your skin is saying,
Yes,
"Oh, I'm not healthy, I'm not happy," there's something going on.
there's something
There's
going
something
on.
going on.
I was
Yeah.
just telling one of my teenage clients yesterday. It was her first time coming to see me. She was such a sweetheart, but she has such beautiful skin.
Yes.
And she literally, her dad was like, she's using everything. Every day it's a different Amazon order. I asked her, I literally was talking to her, and her dad was like, he told he was like every man. Every time I turn around, there's a new Amazon package.
Right.
Amazon every day.
Yes.
He was like, I feel like we using too much stuff. That's the thing. A lot of it is one, we're not listening to our skin.
Yeah.
And that's so crazy because you should be in tune with your body to know, oh, that feels different, or that something's not right. Because you need
Yes.
to be able to tell your doctor, God forbid something goes wrong, you need to be able to tell them like, hey, this started happening XYZ. So being more in tune with your
Exactly.
body, that's something that we all need to do. And then two, stop using everything on your skin. Stop. Like you're using 25 different products, and then you don't even know what the products are for. And if you have
Exactly.
one bump on your face, that does not mean that you have acne and you need to start using hardcore
An
products.
clip, right? Exactly.
Yes,
Exactly.
like, I see the craziest things sometimes at doing what I do. I hear, and I don't judge them, but I'm always giving them like, all right, girl, okay. Well, we won't be doing that again. Well, after today, we're not doing that no more. So I try to be very real and very practical with them,
Yes.
and add a
Yes.
little lightheartedness with them. But
Yes.
it's I'm being very serious. Like, girl, when you get home, all that stuff on your counter,
You
throw
don't
it in
need
the
it.
trash.
You don't need it. And
You
that's the
don't need
thing.
it.
Oh, look, we actually have a question about that, talking about
Okay.
products again. Korean skincare brand recommendations, moisturizer for combination skin, that type of thing.
I don't have any like specific brand recommendations for Korean skincare. Because when I'm in there, I'm really just in there tootling along for myself. That's what I'm doing.
She's
I
just browsing. She's
Yeah,
just
I'm
like,
browsing, and I am more so looking at the ingredients, what's new coming along the pike in the industry. And so what I always say to people is, if you do not know your skin and what you're dealing with, try the product, ask for a sample before you
yes,
go and purchase these
yes.
huge brands, the whole line. Ask for a sample, and you use that for a few days to see if your skin, if it's too heavy for your skin, if you need more moisture, try it and see how you like it. But I always say, go to a professional, go to
Definitely.
a
Yes.
licensed esthetician. And I say an esthetician rather than a dermatologist,
I agree.
because dermatologists prescribe. They prescribe and they treat um, skin like conditions,
Yes.
like eczema and things of that nature. They deal with diseases of the skin, so they're more so not really in tune with managing the maintenance of skincare. I read an
Exactly.
article from the dermatology board of for dermatologists, like a board
Okay.
newsletter or something, and they were
Yes.
saying that a lot of dermatologists do not know how to properly treat skin. I had a client tell me she had severe cystic acne. The doctor took a wipe and just wiped the corner of her face and then wrote her a prescription. That's not analyzing the skin. You have to touch it, you have to feel it, you need to ask her questions. What are you eating? What's your lifestyle like? What are
Exactly.
you have to go more in depth, and most dermatologists do not take that time to do that. And that's not to say that there's not one out there that does, but it's very rare that dermatologists will take that time to really get to know your skin and get to know your
Exactly.
lifestyle. And that's really
Exactly.
very rare for most doctors in the US in general.
That are trained in the
So,
exactly. It has to do with their training, is not seeing the skin as part of the whole health, right? Not
yes, yes,
they see it just as the skin exists by itself. And
yes.
so
Your
I'm just
skin
gonna
will let you know what's going on with your body. So,
yes.
like, if you're taking a lot of prescriptions, your skin is going to be more dry, more compromised. If
Yes.
I tell you all the time, if you can take a lemon and put it on your skin, and if your skin starts to react to that lemon juice, You know how
Mm-hmm.
you just like was squirted on here, and it's just a
Oh,
way to let
okay.
you know that your barrier is compromised. So like if
Mm-hmm.
you put on a simple product, and people say all the time, "Oh, I have sensitive skin." No, you don't.
Mm-hmm.
It's only 3% of the population that
That have
actually has
sensitive
sensitive
skin.
skin, and
Yes.
most of them live in northern European countries. So that's only
Mm-hmm.
3% of the population. Most people in general, excuse me, most people in general have sensitized skin, which
It's
means that,
different. Big
yes,
difference.
sensitive versus sensitized are two different things.
Mm-hmm.
Sensitized is more so when you are using products on your skin where you have caused the damage to your skin. You have broken down the barrier, overusing products, using too many products, not using the right products.
Mm-hmm.
And so your skin's barrier, now you're letting everybody in. It's like a free for all. And so
Yes.
when your barrier, yeah, when your barrier is damaged, you're letting everything, your skin is so reactive. You put on a
Mm-hmm.
moisturizer. Oh, girl, it burned.
Exactly.
A
Yes.
moisturizer shouldn't burn.
It shouldn't burn. It shouldn't
It
burn.
shouldn't
Now
burn.
I'm gonna go back to Monterey's. I actually do have somewhat of a recommendation for Korean skincare brand. I have one that I like that I use most of their line, and that is Innisfree. They have a lot of different lines that they have, and I
Mhm.
like they have one that's mostly green tea based, and I found that I like that one. But like Kristen was saying, you have to find what works for you, and I'm with her recommendation of going to a professional to guide you and say, this is what kind of skin you have, this is what you need to look for in products and that type of thing before you start going down the route of just picking up anything.
And
So
it's
so
really, yeah, that's really good. Like green tea is very calming.
mhm.
So that's really good thing. So if you have any inflammation in your skin, green tea is going to be great to calm that inflammation down. It has high antioxidant value, so that's good for anti-aging and things of that nature. But it really helps if like we knew what was wrong with it, like what is she experiencing with her skin? Does she have
Exactly.
acne? So that way I can at least tell her like what ingredients to look for. So
Yes.
and like
Yes.
knowing, is she younger, is she older, that like that's a good jumping point to at least say to like get you to know what direction you should be going to.
Yes. Yes. Because that's like you said, when you talk about Korean skincare, there's a ton of brands and there are multiple lines within each brand.
Yes,
All different ingredients, you know what I mean?
treating
Targeting
different things.
specific. Yes. Yes. Treating
Age
different
management,
things.
are you working on hyperpigmentation, or are
Hmm.
you working on fine lines and wrinkles? Like to know what you're trying to achieve with your skincare or what issues you're already currently dealing with, that gives us a starting point to know, okay, well, you need to be doing X, Y, and Z, or using these type of products with these kind of ingredients, so that way it's easier to direct you to a right one. But with
Exactly.
me, I mostly see, I have, so in this skincare clinic, I have my own brand of skincare products, and they're all plant-based. And so because my products are plant-based, I deal more like I said, I like a holistic approach to
Hmm.
skincare. And it's so with my line, we use mostly all the ingredients of skincare made in the lab. And then that's how I like to approach skincare from a healthier point, a healthier vantage, less
Exactly.
chemicals. Like water is a chemical, so we're using less harmful chemicals. So I don't, most of my skincare, all of my skincare brand, none of it, you will never find sodium lauryl sulfate in it at
Oh,
all.
no, no, no.
It won't be in mine at
Exactly.
all. We're
Exactly.
not stripping. I'm not washing clothes, so we're not using that one.
Well,
But
and
I
that's
just
the thing. You have
like,
to,
and people don't realize like that's a major thing right now is
yes.
just you cleaning your face. Like when you go outside, everything attaches to your face. You have hydrocarbons that actually, like the pollutants that are
Hmm.
in the air. Those hydrocarbons attach to your skin, and when they do irrevocable damage to where they start to age you, and they start to break it down. Then you have oxidative stress that just comes from you being outside, your skin,
Hmm.
the sun. All of those things are aging you every single day. And you need to be able to rinse that off your face, not rinse, but wash that off your
Right.
face. So that way your skin is not constantly being broken down and attacked. And then you need to impart good things into your skin: antioxidants, peptides, hyaluronic acid. Like, you need to impart different ingredients into your skin, dependent on what you're trying to teach and what not teach, what you're trying to correct. So that way your
Yes.
skin is getting the nourishment that it needs. And that's the thing. People don't realize that their skin needs nourishment.
It needs nourishment. And that's
Right.
what I'm glad you brought that up, because I wanted to say, can you tell the audience, you talked about your routine.
Mhm.
What is, like, say I'm starting from scratch, and girl, I've been using stuff at the drugstore, and I don't know, I'm gonna just start baseline.
Okay.
Maybe I don't have a great routine. I'm literally just washing my face. What would
Okay.
you suggest as like first steps and like baseline of products I could use? And do I start with a little bit and then add on top of that? Do I go see someone like you and then maybe start with 3 products and try to incorporate that into my daily routine? Because another thing is the sustainability of building this into your lifestyle. Like for you and I, this is like I said, it's like brushing our
It's part
teeth.
of our life.
Right? It's part of our life. But
Yeah,
if
it's
it's
like
not,
I'm eating. Yeah, if I'm eating, I'm doing skincare. It's a hand in hand thing.
yeah.
So what
But
I
for people
always,
that it's not, where do they
what's a good
start?
starting point? So I
Yes.
tell people all the time, if you can't afford, if you're not at that point in your life where you can allocate that extra money out every month to see a professional, I do say at least do a consultation with someone. And most times consultations can be anywhere between $50 and $100, just so they'll at least tell you what you need to do based on your skincare needs and concerns. A consultation that we're just going to talk, and I'm just going to tell you based on XYZ, this is what you do. I do virtual consultations as well as in-person consultations. And that's a starting point, because
Yeah.
a lot of times people start using, they think that they have acne. They really don't. You just have breakouts. You're not washing your pillowcases. You're not washing your
Oh my
phones.
gosh.
And
Yes.
so just small little things can cause you, like, I was shocked when I found out that most people don't wash their sheets on a
You and
weekly
I
basis.
talked about that. We're not going to talk about those people. We're not
Yeah.
being judgmental. We're just
No, we're
saying
not
it
being
was a
judgmental at
wow.
all.
It was just a wow thing for me.
Wow factor for me. And so that's
Yes.
something like, you don't realize the little things that you can do every day that's affecting your skincare. We are natural haired women, and a lot of time we're using shea butter, oils.
Exactly.
They're comedogenic. And if you're laying on your pillow, that's transferring onto your pillow. And so if you're not washing your face and you wonder, wow, I'm always having bumps on my forehead and along my hairline, that's coming from your skincare. You're not,
It's
from your hair care. You're
from your
not
hair care.
getting
Yes.
into your hairline. Talking to a professional, they'll tell you that. And if you say, oh, well, yeah, I am natural. And well, how often? I always ask, how often are you changing your sheets?
Yes.
If they tell me once a month, we need to increase that more. And from them doing that, they'll say, once I explain to them the why and how that's happening, a light bulb goes off. Oh, I didn't realize that was a thing. So just, that it's a wow factor, but it's such a common thing that people don't think about that's
Yes.
affecting their skincare. So
and that's something that costs you nothing. If you're talking budgets, that costs you
nothing to change. But
Yes.
talking to someone to let them know that we can ask questions. What are you doing at home? What are you, and just that whole conversation. So, and I always say, don't overdo it. Start really small. So that could mean a cleanser, an exfoliant, and a moisturizer, sunscreen. That's it. And you need to exfoliate. I tell people every day, exfoliate 1 to 3 times a week, because that dead skin has to come off. Because it's making your skin look dry and dull. A lot of people say that, oh, my skin is so dry and dull. You're holding on like that old man. You're holding on to that ex that you need to let go.
I tell people,
let it go.
I let it go. I said, I think for me, I do exfoliating usually once to twice a week.
Yes.
But I've been doing it so regular. That's why I can't always do like a light exfoliate, but it's like a polish. I consider it a polish. You know what I mean?
You're buffing off that
just
dead
buffing.
skin.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it doesn't need to be something abrasive.
Harsh,
Now, please don't
abrasive.
go and
Yeah.
get St. Ives. Please. That is
Oh
for
no,
your
stop.
elbows and knees and your feet. Okay, because the scrub, like St. Ives scrub, people love to use it for their face. It's not meant for your face.
Ooh,
I
no, no,
don't
no,
care what St. Ives is telling us on that bottle.
no,
They
don't
have
do it.
like pumice stones and walnut shells crushed
Mm-mm.
up in there. That
It's
actually
too harsh.
causes micro tears in your skin, and those micro tears leads to premature aging.
Hmm.
So you don't want to use that, and it's too rough and too
It's
harsh.
just too rough. We have to be gentle. We don't. I think
Gentle,
we're just
yes.
be
You
gentle.
scrubbing your face is not going to help with your skin conditions. And if you have acne, you shouldn't be scrubbing your face because you're scrubbing that bacteria everywhere. And so it's going to
Hmm.
spread everywhere. And so that's the
Yes.
thing that I tell people, don't pick,
Hmm.
don't pick your skin. No harsh exfoliants. Use something
Hmm.
mild, gentle, a gentle
Yes.
exfoliating mask,
Yes.
something that has enzymes in it where it
Hmm.
will, enzymes are like um, Pac-Man's eating away the dead skin. So get you an enzyme that's really gentle. It's a chemical, like it's not really a harsh chemical. It's just you put it on your face and they just eat away. They eat away on their own. And that
Hmm.
can be pineapple enzymes, papaya enzymes, and you just put it on and you just let it do its work and you rinse it off. So
Hmm.
using that really helps to brighten up your skin. It also helps just to make you look more youthful and radiant. So
Yes.
I always recommend that, a good moisturizer, because you
Okay.
want a moisturizer that is going to keep your skin hydrated, but also keep it balanced. So
Hmm.
a good moisturizer and sunscreen.
And that's
Sunscreen,
it.
start
That's,
small.
yes,
Yeah.
start small. But I like that too, because like we're talking about, if it's not part of your regular life and you're
Hmm.
trying to build something new in, it's better to start small, build up that routine, and then eventually, yes, you can add,
You
like
can
you
put
said, a serum.
yes,
Then you can start adding all of the, you can do the sheet mask, which I'm a big fan
yes.
of. You can start, you see what I'm
I like
saying?
a
You can
good sheet
start
mask.
to build.
Yeah, I like a good sheet mask. But I tell
Yes.
people all the time, like, start slow. If you do not have
Hmm.
the, if you're not at a point to where you um can get into doing monthly treatments,
Hmm.
work on a way to where you at least do a consultation, and from that point you build your routine based on that. And most times I do have my clients, after we do a consultation, if they can't come in to me,
Hmm.
let's start you on home care, because you're at home with your skin all the
Oh,
time.
all the time. Yes.
You're seeing me once or twice a month. You're
Right.
doing the heavy lifting. I'm just coming in every now and then tweaking something. That's what
Right.
I'm doing. I'm just
Right.
coming in occasionally and tweak it, but you're really the one every day, every night washing your face. And home care is 80% of having great, healthy skin.
It is. It is. And
It's
it's
the biggest
something that
part.
we have, but it's just like with anything else. It takes dedication,
Hmm.
right? It takes dedication. A lot of the things that Chris,
Consistency.
consistency, it's not going to be a lot of things you may see, it may take you a week or two to see results. Some things it may take you months to see long-term results.
It takes you at least 28 days.
Hmm.
It takes you at least 28 days. And I tell people this all the time. You need to be patient with yourself.
Yes.
The skin condition that you're dealing with did not happen overnight.
Bingo.
And I do great work
Hmm.
now, but I am not a magician. I can't hit you and it's going to go away. It
Yes.
takes
It
time,
takes,
because
yes.
before we can even, and this is something that people should always consider, before we can get into um, treating your skin, correcting like the pigmentation, the acne, we have to first work on your mindset. We got to work on that. We got to redo some things. And
Yes.
so just work starting from there, to where you feel like, oh, okay, I'm worthy of, I deserve this.
Exactly.
I deserve to take care of myself. I
Yes.
deserve to have healthier skin. And
Mm-hmm.
once you work on that, then now we can start getting into, okay, so now that I deserve this, now I'm scheduling to go every month. Now I'm making
Exactly.
sure I am washing my face twice a day. I may
Mm-hmm.
have fallen out, I may be tired, but I'm gonna wash this makeup off my face. Like that's something that
Exactly.
you have to make sure that you're doing every day. And this is that little small little tidbit that really goes a long, long way. That's what all the time. We have to start there. And you, before I can work on pigmentation
Mm-hmm.
and the hard stuff, I have to
Yes.
first get your barrier back intact. Because if your
Mm-hmm.
skin is broken down, if you have fences, holes in your fence around your house, I can't put a alarm system up because we're still letting the bandits in.
Exactly. Exactly. That's a good
Anything can get
analogy.
in and out. So in
Exactly.
order to make your
Mhm.
house safer, I have to plug up those holes around your fence. Then I can start working on, okay, you got a little dog now, your dog not running down the street, it's in your yard. You have to first start building back up the health of your skin, because if you don't do that, you're not going to be able to take one of the corrective treatments. It's actually going to do more harm than good. And
Yes.
so that's a thing that a lot of people, when they come
Mm-hmm.
in, they don't understand. They want us to treat acne, pigmentation, everything all at one time.
All at one time.
And
And
I'm
you're
like,
like, no, there's a
it's a step.
process
Because
and
if your
there's
acne is
yes.
still flaring up, then that's just going to be constant breakouts every
Mm-hmm.
time that you come in. And then I can't get one thing cleared up if the other thing is still going on. And it's just, it's we're on a Ferris, we're on a little wheel. And we can't, you have to work on one thing at a time.
One thing at a time. And that goes back to the also the starting, like you said, starting with the base products. Like
Hmm.
they their analysis done with a professional such as yourself,
Yes.
and then it's here's my baseline. I'm using these few products. I'm going to use that for like 3 months, whatever, until and then I can add other things. But that's also
Yes.
that period when you talk about the mindset of being
Hmm.
able, like in the process of I deserve this. I look at it this way because I feel like there's a lot of components to what I consider a luxury lifestyle. One of them is for me to go get LED treatments on my face. Let me, for me to spend time on myself in my skin. And I'm like, I tell people, I'm like, just think if you were, I don't know, Michelle Obama, would she not take her makeup off at night? Did she, you know what I mean? Like think of
Do
whoever it
you
is
think
that
Beyonce is sleeping in her makeup?
you think
Beyonce is at
no.
home, fresh faced.
Please, please. And how do
She's at
you
home.
don't deserve less. But that my point is you don't deserve less than that. We see
Exactly.
these people that we look up to or we think are glamorous and this, that, and the other, and we put them up here and it's like, but girl, you deserve that as well. You
Yeah,
deserve that as well.
you deserve it. And then people feel like it takes a lot of money and a lot of time to do things. And it's
Yes.
just small things that you can do
Mm-hmm.
every day. Get up earlier. If you feel like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, I don't have enough time, like sometimes I have clients who have small children and they're
Yes.
like, oh, I just don't have the time. Girl, if you got up this morning and you got on your phone first, you
You
got the
got time.
time.
You
We're
got
just not
time.
managing our time well.
Yes.
But
Yes.
you can't, and that's even like how we always talk about how going into this next chapter of our life and doing the things that we want to do,
Mm-hmm.
how we are taking back that time for ourselves. Yes, the kids got to go and do all of this, but before you can pour into them, what are you pouring into yourself?
What are you pouring in yourself? And we've had a lot of discussion, at least I know have with other ladies, and even in the
Hmm.
live I did last week, talking about morning routines and building those things into your
Yes.
daily life for yourself first before you
Hmm.
give before you give to others, because it strengthens you so that you can be like the best version of yourself while you're
Yeah,
out.
because everyone else all day is taken from you all day. Everyone's
Yes.
taking time and energy and everything from you all day. And it's like you have to take the time, because you can't really want to do the other things in your life and take charge of other things in your life when
Mm-hmm.
you aren't showing the universe that you two are reclaiming that time for yourself. If you're not, you can't tell me that you want me to love you if you don't love you.
Exactly. Exactly. And a
So,
lot of times we don't realize the small amount of time that it takes. Like you
mhm.
were talking about having children and getting up early, and you'd be like, I can't get up. It's like, but you just need 7 minutes.
Seven
If
minutes.
you know what I mean, you might just need 5 minutes.
Yes.
So it's
I just need you to just take a few minutes just to slather on. moisturizer and wash your face. Do that,
Yes.
because that just taking the time, that 5 minutes of you looking at yourself and noticing, you know what, I look cute today. Or,
Exactly.
like just noticing things about yourself. That's some time that when you take it to appreciate
Hmm.
what you're giving everyone else.
I love that. I love
And
that
so
because
it's just, I mean, it's something really, really small, but it's something major, that I
yes.
don't think. My son's dog is visiting me. He comes
That's
and
okay.
checks on me.
He's checking. He's just checking. Where has she
Yeah.
been? I haven't seen her for a
He
while.
couldn't come, and he just kind of like looked like, oh, okay. And he walked away. He's not my person. He's like, I just want to make sure you're okay. And then he's
You're
off.
okay, and I'm gonna move on. I'm gonna move on. Look,
But
I'm
yeah,
so
I
glad.
just,
Look, Pamela. I was just gonna call out. Pamela said that she's loving the education, and I want to.
oh, thanks, Pam. Thank
Yes,
you.
yes.
That's
So
my
if
mother's
there's
name.
oh, but yes, if y'all have any other questions for Kristen, I know we've been trying to like answer them as we go along because she's been talking about the whatever the topic is, and then you guys have been asking questions, so we've been trying to get those in along the way. So if you have anything else, put it in the chat, and we'll ask those as well. But I think she has covered the basis of what it takes to get y'all on track.
Just please use retinol. Please, please, if you're over 25, I want you to
Mhm.
use retinol.
If
I
you're
want
over
you to make that
25.
your new best friend, your
Hmm.
girlfriend. I want you to make that your man. I want you to start using retinol, because retinol really does help with the fine lines, the wrinkles, pigmentation. It even can help you with your acne. So I definitely
Hmm.
want you to start using retinol, and only use retinol at nighttime. At
Yes.
nighttime, do not go out in the sun with it, because it
Sunshine. Yes.
irritates. The
Mm-mm.
sun and retinol do not get along. So
Hmm.
please use retinol only at night. Moisturizer, go to bed. Wash it off in the morning.
Wash
But
it off in the
retinol is
morning.
your
Yes.
friend. Yeah, like as we're
Yes.
aging, retinol and antioxidants,
Oh,
they're your
yes.
friend.
They really are. They really
Yeah.
are. And I don't know if we really like covered this when we were talking about the skincare routines, but at least for me, most of my routine exists at night. The morning is very light.
Very light.
Most of the things that Kristen is talking about,
Mhm.
I am doing all of those steps. She's doing those steps in the evening where you're adding
Yes.
the extra products and things like that.
Yes. In the evening time, I'm going crazy. I've
Yes.
taken my shower. I'm watching my late night news specials or some show that I'm binging on. And I am literally putting on eye cream. I'm wearing my LED red lights mask. That's what I'm doing at nighttime.
Yes. And see,
It's
that's
just
another
really
way
lazy.
hey, but that's a way to incorporate. I do the same thing. If I'm gonna be
Mhm.
watching, like last night, I was watching TV with my husband. I had a sheet mask on. I had already done my scrub for the evening or whatever. I put my mask
Yes.
on and I'm like, let's turn on the TV. And I'm gonna sit with this mask on.
And you're looking like almost like a ghost. He's probably just like, did you give him a mask too? Did you
he
give
he
him
always
one?
he always messes with me, and he's always like, "How come you don't put no mask on my face?" Because here I am walking around the house doing treatments. I'm
He said he
in
trying
the
to age
kitchen.
too. You can't be binging and buttoning. He can't be. He want the same thing.
He's like, "What is that?" He's like, "Oh, that's a gold mask. Well, I want gold on my face too." That type.
Now you got to give him one, because now he's starting to pay too much attention. That's like my son. My son, he's 18. But
Yes.
so since I've been doing skincare, I have made sure that he has great skincare as well.
Yes.
And so for him to be 18, he is very persnickety about his skincare. He runs out of a product, Ma, I'm out of this. And he'll
See.
come in here, oh, what's this for? What's this? So for him to be as young as he is, he's very into taking care of his skin, even like body
Yes.
products. He's very into that. Um,
Yes.
anything that I have, he feels like he needs.
He needs that too.
He
He's like,
needs
"Well,
it.
if you think it's good, Mom, you need to buy
Yeah,
it for me
like
too."
why don't I have one of these? Like, why do you have it and I don't? And I'm like, I didn't really think that you would want to use that. Wow, you have it.
Right.
So,
Exactly. It should be good for me too. It should
yeah,
be good for
so
me
we're
too.
we're we're working on it like very young. So I always say the
Yes.
younger you start out your kids on skincare, teaching them how to wash their face, the better
Hmm.
that it is for them as they get older as adults. So we started very young, and now it's inundated in his mind about
Exactly.
skincare and taking
About
care of his
skincare.
skin. Yes.
Right.
Oh, another thing I want to say, if you have acne or you get a pimple, please don't pick it. Please don't pick it. That's the worst thing that you can possibly do is pick it. And when you pick it, think of it as a balloon with water inside and you pop it. That water goes everywhere. When you pop a pimple and a couple days later you see another pimple in a different spot, that's because you have spread that bacteria and the bacteria has moved underneath your skin to a different location and now you have a new pimple.
Now you have another one.
Yeah, now you have another one. So please let us not pick our pimples because you're just making it worse. Please don't.
Again, it's like treating our face and our skin gentle. You wouldn't be like picking and beating on your skin and stuff like that. Like treat it as if you had the face of a baby. Would you be picking on your baby face? Would you be like scrubbing your face with harsh stuff, like you said, St. Ives or whatever?
They would not.
You would not put that on a baby. Don't put it on yourself either. And I tell people, look, your skincare exists by itself, meaning don't be in the shower and you taking a hot shower and you want to wash your face in the shower. What are you doing?
That's the one. That's the one.
Don't do that.
Please don't be in there after you didn't slather down and go in with it. Just take some time at the sink.
No, at the sink and just do it and be in the moment of I am doing my skincare routine. Like this is me. I'm dedicating to me. I am a goddess and my face gets washed and it gets masked and it gets pampering. And even if it's 5 minutes, it's
5 minutes. You did what you wanted to do
exactly
only for your skin. And you took that time to just really, just took time massaging your serums in. It to me, nothing is that to me is the cherry on top of my day. Is when I'm doing my skincare. Because when I'm doing my morning, I'm giving myself, I'm not talking to anyone. I'm doing my skincare myself, by myself, quietly. And I'm taking the time to notice, ooh, you're getting need a little lift. I'm noticing.
There is nothing to lift. There is nothing. I don't know.
I'm taking the time. Like, do I need a little Botox? I'm taking the time to literally look at myself to see, what I can work on, what I can be improving, or what's going down. But to me, that's important because
it's important.
Even with total body care, most people only hydrate their body on what other people see, arms, legs. And with me doing skincare, I also do body waxing. And so I always tell people, baby, that's skin too.
It's all skin. And if y'all follow her Instagram, some of the stuff, I'll be like, I'm a little scared. Some of the wax, some of the waxing and some
of the hazy down there. It gets hazy. But I mean, it's and that's one thing. Like with intimate waxing, most people are like, oh, I didn't know that I can put body butters there.
Yeah.
Baby, the skin is dry here.
It's still
I'm waxing you. I don't want extra skin on this wax strip. You have to hydrate those areas because women, our legs rub together. That's chafing. Then you have the dark marks. That's happening because that friction. That friction is there. And now the skin is dry. The skin, you're wondering, oh, well, it's always so irritated and it's this and it's that. Because your skin dry.
It's because it's dry. We don't treat the rest of our body, the skin on the rest of our body, like we do our face, right? Because we see our face and we're like focused on doing things here. But I tell people, like I've had people say, oh, you're pretty light shade of brown, but under your arms is not very dark. And I was like, yes, because I exfoliate my whole body, including underneath my arms.
Yes,
you see what I'm saying? Like your armpit, that's still skin. And I still treat the whole body.
When I do my scrubs, it's literally from behind my ears to the soles of my feet. Like every inch of my body will be touched by this scrub, this soap, this body butter, this oil. And that's like a practice that I take for myself. Because with this practice that I'm taking for myself, it's for me. So it's more so me pouring into me. Like we keep that's like a common thing that's been in this conversation, us pouring into me and me taking the time to rub on my body, and not anything sexual or anything crazy, but it's just to know your body and to just really take that time to really just
Mm-hmm.
honor yourself.
Exactly.
Honor yourself.
It definitely for me became, and I tell people when it comes to anything self-care, the minute you move it from just a vanity reason of why you're doing it to a
Yes.
gratitude practice.
Yes.
I am grateful for my skin. I'm grateful for this body.
I'm
I'm
grateful that I
gonna
can
scrub it.
move,
I can, you know what I mean? Yes. It
that
takes
I'm
it
not
from
bedridden, that
there you
I'm
go.
here, that I'm able to walk on my own, hold myself up. That's,
Yes.
you're honoring yourself. And when people just go through and they're just like, oh, it's just, baby,
Mm-mm.
you're not showing yourself, you're not showing the world, you're not showing the universe that this is what you're coming in as your full self. Like, you're
It's
not showing that in the way that you're
yes.
treating yourself. And
Mhm.
so,
And people see it. I will say this. People notice a person who is taking care of themselves and not just,
yes,
they think it's, oh, that woman looks very well put together or this, that, and the other. No, what you're seeing is what they're giving to themselves. They spent
correct.
the time, they've spent the time on their skin or they spent the time on their hair, this, that, and the other. And that's what people see. Why do you think people
Yeah.
got like a little extra step after when everything is put together? That's because they
Yeah.
spent the time. It's not just because somebody did their hair or this, that, and the other. No, it's because
No.
I did me.
I knew what it took to get to this finished product. I took the
Yes,
time.
I took the
And it's
time.
and it's I feel so much better when I do at nighttime and I do my bed routine, especially when I take one of my soaking sit down baths
Mm,
and one of my detox baths, and then I do my whole body exfoliation. I have my candles lit, my sage burning. I'm just, my music is playing, the lights are turned down. I am just taking that time to say, you know what? I'm closing out the world, whatever problems. And I am
mhm.
just taking this time for myself. And it's like when I get out, I feel like I can conquer the world. I feel
Exactly.
so good.
Exactly. Exactly. It's
I
like
feel
you filled
good.
yourself up, right? You filled yourself up and you're like, now I can
Yeah.
walk. Now I can get
Yeah.
out in this world.
I can. My son, he'll say, Mom, how long you gonna be in there? As long as
I'm
I
like, I don't
need.
know.
I don't, as long as I
I'm like,
need.
I don't know.
Because
It just
if the
depends
water gets
on
cold, I could just add more hot water. I'm in here as long as I need, because sometimes you just sit there and you're just like, oh my God, it's been a day.
it's been a
It's
day.
been a day. And to
Yes.
me, like the body butters and just rubbing that into my skin and taking care of my skin and seeing how my body responds
Oh, yes.
once I've, taking that
Mhm.
time with it and giving it that extra little love and care.
It's
I
like,
mean, I'm
thank
walking all
you.
day. Yeah, I'm like, I'm walking all day. I'm standing all day. The least I can do is rub my own feet.
Thank
Like, that's the
you.
least you can
Thank you.
do.
Rub your feet, give it a little bit of a scrub, got a little
Yeah, your feet
exfoliation
may
on
feel
it, make it all
you're
yeah.
gonna feel invigorated after that. But it's, people, a lot of times we're so in a rush. We're
That's
so in a rush.
it's yes, yes. We've prioritized other things in our lifetime, in our
Mhm.
life, like you know what I mean? That those things take priority, and then here we are last. All these little
Yes.
things, this is last. This is
Yeah.
last. And look, I want to get to we got a couple more questions that came in for you.
Ooh, perfect.
Recommendations on treating sunspots. So Angelique wants to know about that.
So sunspots, I would definitely say that that's something that you can start off using vitamin C as a preventative measure, and that vitamin C can help to brighten that over time. But also
Hmm.
going in for treatments, and depending on how bad the sunspots are, you want to use a skin brightener, something with alpha arbutin in it, hydroquinone. But with hydroquinone, you only can use it for a limited amount of time, 3 months
Okay.
on, 1 month off. So using skin brighteners is going to be a big thing that you're going to use for sunspots. And then
Hmm.
also moving into corrective skincare, chemical peels, micro needling, green peels. That's
Mm.
going to be a good option for you. And I love a green peel. And a green peel, because I mean it's different with green peels because they're more natural.
Natural.
Um,
They're not so harsh. Is it? They're not
yes,
so
they're
okay.
not so harsh. And with green peels, they're mostly like herbs that we're
Hmm.
using to exfoliate the skin. And depending on how long you massage the skin,
Hmm.
that determines what result you get, but it's a natural
Mm.
way to exfoliate the skin without using an acid on the skin.
Okay,
So
without actually using an acid. And I know in the
yes.
past, I have tried when I was going through my healthcare or skincare,
Uh-huh.
same thing to me, journey. I was using like chemical peels, like light chemical peels,
Okay.
um, and and they were effective, but I eventually got rid of them because I saw that it wasn't necessary because I had all these others, like I had already started to build all these other steps into my routine, and
Mm.
I didn't need something that's harsh. I mean, it's for a specific thing. It's not
Chemical peels
is
is
that
for specific
for a
things.
specific. Yes,
I don't recommend people just getting chemical peels to get chemical
yes.
peels, because sometimes if you do a chemical peel that is too harsh on the skin and too frequently, it can
Hmm.
actually um, just do more harm than good.
Right.
But light exfoliation, like chemical peels, and sometimes you don't actually need a chemical peel. There's other things that you can do. There's
Hmm.
micro needling where you use a gun. And it
Hmm.
makes micro punctures into the skin. And based
Hmm.
on them making the trauma into the skin, it
Hmm.
actually prompts the body to start going through the process of healing
Mm.
itself. And so
Okay.
it's causing it to push the newer cells that are at the bottom, at the basement layer of the skin, to the
Hmm.
surface, giving you the same effects of a chemical peel, but
Okay.
without as much of the downtime and not as
Okay.
much
Yes.
of the downtime and not as much as the trauma with
Okay.
microneedling. So some people are moving more so towards microneedling
Hmm.
over chemical
Over the
peels. And
chemical
then,
peels.
yeah,
Okay.
because I mean, the technology now with chemical peels is changing and it's really cutting edge. So depending on what your skin issues are, depends how we go with the treatment plan. But chemical
Okay.
peels are not also always the end all be all of treating
Of treating.
sunspots.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. That was good because I didn't know. Excuse me. I didn't know about the, like, I've heard of microneedling, but I didn't know it was somewhat of a replacement. Can be like for the chemical peels that people would
Yes,
typically just
it
run to
can
get a
be
chemical peel.
because it can be because it does help with pigmentation, it does help with acne, and
Hmm.
with the microneedling, it also helps the body to produce more collagen and elastin. And so it's a cutting edge thing now that everyone's jumping on the bandwagon for. And I actually
Hmm.
like microneedling. It
You
helps with like
actually.
the acne
Okay.
scarring that you see in a lot of times, the
Hmm.
acne pick, the marks.
Yeah.
It helps with
Yeah.
that. So microneedling is really
It's
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 really the
something.
new best friend.
Okay. Okay. Well, we have another question, and let's see. Is this supposed to be Florida for life? 1,000? Is that does that stand for Florida for life?
Florida for life.
I don't know if that's what that stands for, but that's what I'm gonna read it as. But she said
Florida
she
for
hears
life
me say
1000.
Florida for I don't know, but she said let's talk about. She hears a lot of discussion about aluminum in deodorants and how to fix the skin. So, what are your thoughts on that? The whole aluminum in deodorant thing.
Okay, so I've tried the natural deodorant thing. I've tried
Mm-hmm.
it. Doesn't always work in Texas heat.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I've heard that aluminum does get into your lymphatic system because it's absorbed. And so
Mm-hmm.
underneath your underarms, you do have the lymphatic system there, and that aluminum can be linked to breast cancer and a lot of other issues.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's not always it's not perceived as good, but it is something that is it's not the best, but it is
Right.
highly accepted. Again, this goes back to personal preference because sometimes I mean aluminum most deodorants now, I mean, pretty much all of them have aluminum, but it's just
Mm-hmm.
known to where it does cause issues with breast cancer. It is linked to it. But I have not found a natural deodorant that I feel comfortable using in Texas heat.
In Texas. Well, and I'll add that I'm the same way. I've tried the natural crystals, which didn't do anything for me.
Yeah,
The
I
actual,
tried
like the hard
Shields.
crystal. And now
Mhm.
I do have a stick deodorant that is natural, and I actually alternate. So because the natural ones you have to reapply. That's the thing. We're used to putting on deodorant and like, I'm
And
ready
there
for the
you go.
day. I put it on in the morning and I'm good all day. And in this heat,
Yeah,
that ain't happening. So if I'm wearing natural deodorant, I already know it's going with me. Like
yeah,
it's going to be in my purse and I'm going to reapply. Now, It
Okay.
depends on what I'm wearing, because the natural deodorants, at least I haven't found one yet, that doesn't have that white transfer, right? So it depends on what I'm wearing, on whether I wear that or if I wear a standard deodorant. Usually I'm wearing a standard deodorant if I'm going to an event, I'm going to be out, you know what I mean? Like where I'm not just like running errands
I'm
or
gonna
doing
be
that
fresh.
kind of thing. I'm going to be, you know, and I need to be fresh for hours and hours and
Yes.
hours. I default to that one. Or if I'm wearing a dress that I don't want the transfer, the white transfer. So I try to use, but I'm like you. I found one that I like.
I'm open to it.
Yes.
I'm open to natural deodorant. But my thing is, I don't want to be over a client, because a lot of times the client is basically at my pelvis, and then I'm over the client. So a lot of times I want to smell my best.
Exactly.
And so natural deodorants have not always been kind to me. So they're not kind to me. So I'm open-minded. Like I did a couple of years back, try to switch to natural deodorant. And I gave it a good 6 months.
Yeah. Okay? But
they're
not there yet. At least look, I'm not saying they're not there yet. I'm just saying I haven't found one. I haven't found one, but like the crystals haven't worked for me. Tom's brand has not worked for me.
No,
the one I'm using right now. Okay, I haven't used that one. I'm using Humble brand right now.
Okay.
But that's the one, like I said, it does have white transfer. It's, you know what I mean? Like it's very smooth. Now, here's the thing. My motivation for continuing to use it on days that I can, to use the natural, and then use what I consider the bad deodorant on other days, is because I notice when I put on Secret or Degree or whatever, any of the regular brands, it's very hard to wash those off my skin. And I feel like that's not a good thing. Okay. That is not a good thing.
It is not a good thing. And I thought it was just me.
No, it's not just you.
I was like, because my son tells me all the time I use too much deodorant, because I'm like, I'm constantly like 4 or 5 times.
It's not just you.
And so when I bathe, and I use a Sapo. A Sapo is a exfoliating net. And it's from West Africa, and it's way where it exfoliates your body. I've never felt so clean in my life using a Sapo. I've never felt so clean in my life. And that's a big thing for me. And so I use a Sapo and this exfoliating net. And I'm telling you, ever since I've started using it,
right,
when I'm using underneath my arms, it feels amazing, because you know how when you bathe, sometimes it's like that. I don't know how to explain it, but it's like it feels weird. And then now you're sitting there scrubbing yourself underneath your arms, because it's like a
it's I don't know what it's like. Whatever is the base of those, I'm telling you, like it should not be that hard to get that off at the end of the day.
And you're scrubbing, because it's like you feel.
You can
see, like, it all, and then you're. I don't know what it is, but since I started using a Sapo, oh my God, like transformative. For me. Do you have a Sapo?
No, I don't.
At our next lunch date, I'm bringing you a Sapo. At our next lunch date,
yes, I appreciate it.
It's amazing. You can stretch it out, and you can do your back. You can do underneath your feet, standing up, and to me, it feels kind of like, it feels like almost like a fishnet.
Okay, yes.
But it's not rough, but
I was just gonna say, it's not rough, right? It's not
rough, and then it softens up as you use it. But it's one of the things that I love to use. And then I also, since we're talking about natural products, I use this natural soap that I actually love. I use it on my body. Like, it's a natural soap that I've been using for like 10, 15 years at this point. And it's amazing. But then I also just got into this thing that I got from TikTok, the Naturium.
Oh, yes. You and I were talking about that recently.
Yeah, so I found it finally.
Oh, you did find it. Okay.
Yes, it was like finding a needle in a haystack. I had to order it online. And then after I ordered it online, I had to then have it reserved for me so I can go and pick it up from Target, and I had to go to a
Crazy.
Target that wasn't near my
That wasn't even that
house.
close. Yeah, it wasn't.
Yes, I'm driving like I felt like I was going for a drug deal. It just felt so weird. I was like, what is going on?
They like go into Target on this other side of town
Yes,
and meet us around back, and we
yes, and
don't.
that's I had to pull up. I was like, oh my God. This is so insane. And but I love the body wash. I have the
Okay,
one that's
yeah.
like an oil to
Okay.
gel cleanser.
Okay.
Skin feels so nice and hydrated. And then I use the glycolic cleanser with it.
Okay.
And oh my God, it's amazing. The glycolic is really good because it's a glycolic acid and it's exfoliating.
Okay.
So I really like how my skin feels afterwards. And then glycolic can help with pigmentation issues as well. So if you have like uneven skin, it will help to even that skin out. And I'm telling you, but that oil to gel,
The oil to gel. Okay.
absolutely amazing. I
You're
don't
like,
know.
it was worth me like going through all that trouble to
It
go
was
get
worth it.
it.
So
It was worth it.
very much worth it. And so I had told my mom about it, and I was like, oh, I found a new, she my little person. So she's my person. So every time I try something, I have to get her like, oh, mama, have you tried this?
You
And
need to get one too.
yeah. So she was like, I need one of those too. I need to try that too. And then I was like, I knew what she was getting at. And then she was like, don't you want to get me one? I was like, yeah, mama, I'll get you one.
You
So
get
I had her get her one, but she likes it as well.
Okay.
And I got her the one, she has the oil to gel, and then she uses the salicylic one as well. And so those mixed together.
You like, that's your new thing. Yes.
Yes. But my favorite one though is that soap is from this company called Zeresh.
Okay. Is that the one that you were telling me about? I feel like yes, because I bookmarked it so that I can order some.
That when I tell you that is amazing.
Yeah.
And it lingers. The smell lingers.
That's what I love. Yeah.
And then I use the body butter on top of it. And it lingers. And it's a Black owned company. I've been using them for about 15 years now. I want to say probably a little bit longer than that since I went natural. So it's been a little bit longer than that.
Oh, okay.
Their soap comes in a 1 ounce tub and a 2 ounce tub.
Okay.
And it can last you a month. And that's with me bathing at least 2 times a day. Okay.
Okay. So you're getting your money out of it. Oh, look. We have I was going to say, yes, I was going to say it's worth it. And we got Lisa has another question. She said, can you use retinol along with vitamin C serum?
No, ma'am, you cannot. You cannot. You can use it. You can use the vitamin C in the morning and retinol at night, but I would not recommend using those two together. They're going to cause so much irritation on your skin. They're almost going to cancel each other out. So I would not recommend using those together. Use vitamin C in the day to do the brightening of the skin to help with the cellular metabolism. Use vitamin C during the day and then use retinol at night. Retinol is more intense.
Okay.
And so you use that at night and it does more of the repair of your skin at nighttime.
At nighttime, yes. And that's the thing. I mean, when we're talking about the routine, going back to the routines, the reason we have so many things in the evening is because we want that overnight repair, right?
Yes.
While we're sleeping and we're not outside, we're not in the elements, all of that. We want those things to be
want that to work and be working on your skin and sitting there. But I would not use retinol and vitamin C together at the same time. But you can use hyaluronic acid and retinol together. You can use peptides and retinol together, antioxidants and retinol together. You can even use bok chool and retinol together, because even though bok chool and retinol do the same things, bok chool uses different pathways than retinol, and bok chool is a bioavailable form of retinol. And it's just it just helps to boost it, because we have a bok chool moisturizer that we carry in the spa that I use morning and night. And I love it. Bok chool to me is not as irritating.
Okay. You feel like it's not as irritating. Okay.
Some people are very irritated by retinol because it's so strong, and when you feel it, on your skin. Sometimes it's
Mm-hmm.
very tingly, it can burn, it can cause peeling the first few weeks that you use it, flaking on the
Okay.
skin. And so it
Okay.
takes a while. It makes your skin peak. And so it
Mm-hmm.
takes a while before your skin balances out. It can take a couple weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And so I always have people buffer it before, depending on what retinol they're using. But we
Okay.
have a retinol in the spa that we use, and it's 2% contains 2% retinol. It has
Okay.
hyaluronic mixed into it.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's a little bit gentler for your skin. And the way that the delivery system is set up, it
Mm-hmm.
doesn't cause that peak in the skin. It doesn't cause it to be as irritating. And
Right.
so,
Which we can kind of, I kind of consider that downtime, right? During
yes,
the
that
week or
downtime.
two that that you're like, I don't know what's going on. I'm using this product or
And it's
whatever.
giving me some sensitivity. But I
It's,
say
it's
all the time,
yes.
give it 28 days. Give it
Okay.
at least a month to see how your skin reacts to it. Now, if your skin is
Mm-hmm.
on fire from using it,
Yeah.
from using any product, then discontinue. But
Mm-hmm.
in order to see if a product is working on your skin, you have to use it for at least 30 to 45 days to see how your skin changes and how your skin manages with it. But you should not use it once or twice and be like, oh, it didn't work.
It didn't work. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
you haven't used it long enough.
you haven't used it exactly. And so look, I'm glad you said that because I want to talk just a little bit about
Mhm.
the LED treatments and the fact that that's something that's a long term. That's
Yes,
not you're not going to take one or take two and be like,
that
I don't
takes
see it. Nothing's happening. Nothing's
yeah,
happening. It's like,
that
yeah,
takes
keep
it can
it.
take weeks for you to see
Yes.
what the LED. So if you don't know, LED means light emitting diode therapy. It was first used by NASA just for helping with wound care and things of that nature. And if you use the
Mm-hmm.
red light helps with healing wounds at a faster rate. It also helps to boost collagen and elastin into the skin,
Mm-hmm.
and that's good for anti-aging. If you use the blue light, which is one that we use a lot, that's for killing acne bacteria off.
Mm-hmm.
And so I love to use, and even if you have acne, if you only have the red light
Mm-hmm.
is good for everything. And
Yes,
so
I
you can
agree.
use
I
the red
like the
light for
red.
everything. Yeah. So
Yes,
I
but it's
use
a
it.
long term. But like you're
It's a
saying, it's not.
long term, and you need to use
Yes.
it every day for at least 20 minutes to get the most effective um, benefits from it. You need to use it for at least 15 to 20 minutes every day.
Mm-hmm. And
And
so,
so,
see, and so for me, I started with that. Like I was already doing the Korean skincare and I added the LED on top of it, but
mhm.
I go once to twice a week. So I do
Okay.
treatments but I'm aware I can do them every day. It's more like a timing thing for me. And I
Mhm.
once or twice a week, but it took me. So when I first started the treatments, I went twice, 2 to 3 times a week for 60 days. So
Ooh.
I went, yeah. So I went 2 to 3
Did you do
times a
the
week.
pod?
I did the pod. I did the
Ooh.
pod. So I did that, and it still took time. Like you said, it still took time to see it. I wasn't going every day, obviously. So
Mhm.
it still took time, but it does. I can tell you like the healing qualities of it. If I have acne, if I feel like, girl, if I feel like I'm even gonna
Something's
break
coming
out,
up?
I go get in that pod. I go
Yeah.
get if something I feel like it, I will go
It
get
helps
it.
with inflammation. Like it
Yes.
helps to really calm that inflammation in your body. So I definitely highly red light therapy is such a clutch when you're doing skincare. And even I tell my younger estheticians coming up, if you
Mm-hmm.
don't do anything else, like I know there's a lot of things being thrown at you as
Yes.
consumers and everything, but
Mm-hmm.
get red light therapy and just try
Exactly.
using that a couple times a week and
Mm-hmm.
see how your skin changes using that. Because I mean, I use it at the spa all the time. Like I try to get under there every now and then.
Kristen's like, okay, I'm waiting for my next client. Let me just.
Yeah, I'm under that light, like with my little goggles on. I'm breasting up. I'm boosting my
You're like, how
skin.
much time do I have? Okay, let
Yeah,
me
and
get a
I
little something
literally will
in.
take that time, like if a client is late or if someone no calls, no show, I will
Mhm.
take that time just to like do a skin treatment on myself or do something with my eye, like to do something. But that red
Yes,
light therapy has
it's
really changed my skincare game.
it's. I
So,
look. You are preaching to me, and we're both telling y'all that it is worth it. It's another one of those like it changes the game. Like I can't be without it now. So what I already know is part of my when I retire, part of my retirement budget is going to be for me to get a machine. So I'm in for $1,000 so that I
Yeah.
can get the machine, the real machine, the one that they use in
Yeah.
Hollywood and all of that. I want one of those.
Yes.
And that's going to be $1,000, and it's fine. That's part of my retirement plan because I'm going to need to take that with me
Whenever you go somewhere.
wherever I go around the world. I need to be
Yes.
able to get to it. I don't need to be like looking for a spa and does this one nope.
We don't need any of that. We can do
Nope.
that from our kitchen. We can
do
be
it in the
at home
kitchen.
doing that.
Yeah, we got
in front of our TV. That's what we
exactly.
need to do.
Exactly. So, but game changing. I use it regularly. And like, if I don't go for a few weeks, like when I was traveling and I couldn't go when I was in Europe, I couldn't wait to, that's probably like one of the few things I could not wait to get back so that I could do my treatments. Other than that, I would have stayed gone. I would have stayed gone.
You know, another treatment that I love to get done. And this is like the sensory deprivation chambers. You know, the float spas.
You were telling me, I looked into it after you told me about
I
that.
hope that you did. I hope that you did. Those float spas are amazing because they really help your body to reset.
Yeah.
You're lifeless. You're just floating in that water that's taking a lot of extra pressure off your joints. That's just helping to realign. And then, the magnesium that's in Epsom salt is really good for helping your body to your sleeping patterns. So I have gotten the best sleep after a treatment at a float spa. I have gotten the best treatment ever from doing that. And I like them. And then just being in that silence, in that water, I can't close the hatch because I feel like someone's going to come in and lock me in here. But I can't close it. It has to stay open. I'm too terrified. I just feel like it's my luck. It closes and then I can't get it open.
It will never have happened ever in the history of the place having
until I get there. It freaks me out. Like the first time I went, she tried to close it. I was like, "What are you doing?" And she was like, "I don't know. I want to see what's coming." She was like, "But it really, I don't need it.
You don't need it. You don't need it closed.
I don't need it."
But look, this brings me back to you talking about like the Epsom salt and what's in it. And that's something that's been around forever. And like your grandmother was using it, like everybody and their mom used it forever, right? But look how it had benefits. There's a lot of things that we use that actually
we don't realize the benefits.
We don't realize the benefits. And that's something you can get everywhere and it's not expensive. It's not expensive.
Not expensive at all. And you can just they even have just magnesium because a lot of people are taking all these harsh drugs to get sleep and all of this. And it's doing all of this. When you read on that thing, on the labels, when you get your medication, it's telling you, this will help you sleep, but you can also sleepwalk. You can also use a car and hit somebody. Like at this point, want to use this?
I don't know if I want that kind of sleep.
Yeah. So I want to use alternative measures to where I want to try to get back to a more simpler time to where, where we were using things that our grandparents used. It worked for them all of those years. And they didn't have any issues.
And they didn't have issues. And you can get it everywhere. You literally, these are products that you can get pretty much, I would dare to say, all over the world. Because they're so simple. There's a version wherever you go.
Everybody's using for something. Like you can use Epsom salt as a laxative. Like you can use it for several different things. But we have gotten so far away from holistic medicine and just using what the ancestors given. We've gotten so far away from that now we want everything to come in a pill form. We want. Yes. And that really is doing more irreparable damage on your body than anything. So for me, I like the Epsom salt, and you can get that for less than $5.
Oh,
and
easily.
You're going to sleep like a baby.
And that's the thing. I think, I want to reiterate to everybody that is watching the video that if you notice, we keep coming back to the fact that number one, it doesn't really have to be expensive. You just need to have like your skincare routine. It's all about the ingredients. And that you need to have like your baseline of what you're going to, I would say, gift yourself of what you're going to do. Because one of the things too is we keep going back to like incorporating this in daily life and all of that. I would say part of, and I know we talked a little bit about diet, and I don't want to like get down too deep into that, but I'm hoping that the audience that watches this video knows how important it is, because you're also mentioning it as well. You're like, look, I treat the whole person and I need to do that. I'm a specialist in skin, but I have to still treat the whole person. So that's where we come back to like diet, stress level. And see, I think your float spot is good to reduce stress.
It does help with stress. Because I mean, one, you're in this chamber with this, it's only you in this little room by yourself. So you're not having any extra noise. You can choose to have soft music or not. But that being in that little chamber does help to relax you.
Okay.
And floating in that spot, it does. I'm telling you, I slept 3 or 4 days after that like a baby. I had the most vivid dreams when I felt centered. I felt grounded.
Yes.
Once I left, and I was like, you know what, that's what I needed. And
that's
so I try to go pretty regularly and get in a float spa.
Yes.
It's not a too expensive thing. You can go for like $50.
I think when you told me to check Groupon, which was a great tip.
Yeah.
I think it is like 50. I think it's like 50.
You can get on Groupon, and you can, sometimes they even have specials, and you can get a great experience. And then I also like the oxygen afterwards. And they put the oxygen in your nostrils and you breathe in, and it's scented like with eucalyptus or lavender. And so that's added to an added benefit of it, because oxygen is the best anti-aging thing that you can use is oxygen. And so just breathing that fresh air really does help.
Okay.
Really does help.
Well, so, I mean, I'm careful. I don't want to like go into too much of like all the additional treatments. I mean, when you talk about aging, though, it's hard not to, right? Because all of these things have an influence on our skin. So it's hard. I'm trying to keep the conversation like specifically on like routine and products. But when I'm talking with you, and you and I both know, it's like a lifestyle thing. Like this is incorporated into all of these other healthy things that we do.
Yeah.
It's not just we take care of our skin and that's it.
Yeah, no, it really is like every part of my life is I'm moving into that. It's where I'm taking care of everything, because everything is so interconnected. If you're stressed out at work, you're not going to eat the best things, because you're not thinking about that. And then if you're not eating the best things, then your body is not functioning to its full potential. And so that affects every little thing that you do. And then you can't really give to the people around you, and you can't really give your best because you don't have enough to run off of. And so it's all interconnected. And so, but if people really want to take charge of their life and take charge of their skin, I would definitely say start tweaking small things. What are you eating? Less processed foods, more water-rich fruits and vegetables.
Yes.
More water. A simple routine, a cleanser, moisturizer, exfoliant, sunscreen. Start off real simple, go from there.
Yes.
And then just do small things every day. One small thing every day can change the trajectory of your day. It can change the trajectory of your life. So just do one small thing. What's one small thing that you can fix today?
Exactly. It's that whole moving in the direction of where you see your life, how you'd like it to be. So yes, eventually everybody would like to be Kristen, and they like in the red light every day and all of that. But it doesn't matter. You don't have to get there overnight. Just start with that.
It took me a while to get here. It took me a while.
It takes a while, right?
It took me years to get here.
Yes.
Even when I was a few years ago, I've been an esthetician for almost 10 years now. So even a few years ago, I was very much not taking care of myself all of the times in the way that I should.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so I just said one day, you know what? I'm going to treat myself better.
Exactly.
And I started doing more things for myself. And so you can, every day is a new day to start over.
It gives you another opportunity, right? Every day that you wake up, you're like, new
It's
opportunity.
a new day to start over.
It's a new day. Don't worry about yesterday. I didn't wash my face, or yesterday I didn't do this, that, and the other, and I meant to do it. Don't even think about yesterday. You have a new day.
Do it today.
But you do it today. Just do it today and start from there.
Yeah. So. And then show yourself grace. I tell my clients this all the time. When you're starting a new routine, yes, hold yourself accountable and be consistent, but also show yourself grace in the days and moments that you didn't show up for yourself. Because you can't beat yourself over you beat yourself over the head with a stick, but show yourself grace. You know what? Okay, I couldn't show up for myself in the way that I needed to today. Exactly. But tomorrow that I'm going to do it. Or you can say, I can do it now.
Well, and that's that's how I look at it. I say, okay, is the day over? You didn't do something this morning or whatever. And it's like, the question is the day over? If the answer is no, the day is not over. You still have time. You still have time. And I'd rather you do 1% than do no percent. Meaning, if anything, you know what I mean? Like you said, if anything, it's like, okay, well, I'm exhausted. It's the end of the day. I was supposed to do all these things, this, that, and the other. But I can at least change my pillowcase.
Yes, at least.
I can do that.
And it's like just that one, at least clean your phone with alcohol. Like, just take an alcohol wipe and wipe your phone off. Like, just little small tweaks throughout your day really starts to go towards helping with building healthier lifestyles. Yes. So it's just, and you don't have to do anything drastic. I'm not telling you to go and completely wipe your products from under your kitchen sink out, but at least look at some things. If you're using a product and you're noticing that it's making your skin really reactive, or it's irritating your skin, stop using it. Say, this is not working for me. What else can I use? Yes. So simple things. Listen to your body and respond accordingly.
Yes. Well, Kristen, I want to tell you that you have given us everything. everything when it comes to caring for our skin, and like the relationship between, like, what it really means to care for your skin, not just the surface, but like what it means to be involved and like care for your body. And your skin is like the biggest mirror of that. It's
your body's largest organ.
Yes. So
that's what people don't realize. It's still an organ. It's still a body part.
And it still needs to be cared for. So I want to thank you so much for coming and giving us all the wisdom, because I mean, like, I know we're going to have to talk about this again, because I already know people are going to come back and be like, I tried this and this is what's going on. And this, that, and
we're going to be doing consultations on live. That's what's going to end up meaning.
But you have to have that space. It's honestly, though, we need the space where we can talk to other women having the same issues and be like, look, this is what I'm trying to accomplish. Anybody know? Somebody tell me something so that I can try it. And then we can encourage one another too. Like, hey, I just tried this, that, and the other. This was my results. You know what I mean? Like, me and Kristen talked about this last time, and now I've picked up this in my routine. Or maybe I'm using Black Girl sunscreen. I don't know. Whatever. We need to have that like feedback.
Trade notes. Yes. I don't like to gatekeep. So if I find something good, I would tell you, girl.
Me too. Oh yeah. No.
I'm telling you.
No, I want everybody to have it. Yes. Because I want everybody to have it, because I want everybody to be like, I don't want you to just look at me and be like, girl, your skin look great. I'd be like, your skin can be great too. Yes, let me tell you what I'm doing.
I can pour something into your cup and you can take this with you. Like, I'm that person. Like, I will give people samples of stuff like, hey, I want you to try this. I want you to. And it's because I love it, and I want you to love it. Like, I want you to see why I love it.
Exactly. You want to share it. You want to share it. And you also want to share everything that you have created for yourself. You want to share a little bit of that with everybody too. Because you're like, look, I put in the work, but I'm sharing it with you so that if you want to do it too.
Yeah. I did all the toothpaste on my face. I tested everything. Now I did it so you don't have to. You
So you don't have to do all that. You can skip that. You'd be like, girl, skip that. You'd be like, you read about that? Skip it. Go to the next. I'll tell you what you should be doing. Yes.
Exactly.
Yes. Well, our time together has been fabulous, which it always is. That's why our lunches are always so long. And when we're both in town, when we're both not in Mexico or Europe or wherever we're at. But I hope to have you on again, and I will give you feedback. When people reach out to me, I'll send them your way. Don't forget, I've dropped the links to Kristen's spa, like her spa website. And then also she's on Instagram and TikTok. And so if you want to go back to the chat, you can see those. But at the bottom in my description, I will also have the links to where you can get in contact with her. And if you're in Houston, or shall I say Mexico City, and you happen to be in Mexico City when she's in Mexico City, you can get some time in with her. So
we could be besties.
Yes. Yes. Now you have someone that, you may be traveling. You're like, let me hit her up because I need to get my face done. So, but thank you, Kristen, and ladies, thank you for joining us this morning and starting your Sunday talking about skincare and self-care. And I hope, and I hope you guys will join us on our next live. And Kristen, thank you so much. And
thank you for having me.
Is there anything else you want to say before I let you go?
Well, just thank you for having me. Thank everyone for coming in and spending a little bit of your Sunday with us. It has been a pleasure and so much fun. We always like our chatty Cathy's.
Yes. But it's all good. It's all the information you need. We hold nothing back. No. So you ladies have a wonderful day. And if you're watching in the future, you're watching the replay, drop your questions in the comments and I'll make sure that either myself or Kristen can get back to you. So if you're in the future and you see this, hello, yes, you can still ask questions and we'll get back to you when we can. So have a beautiful day, ladies. And thanks again, Kristen. I'll see you later.